Asia. All right, let's see. We're live.
Stand.
We're
Yeah.
live now, yeah.
All right, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which
which stands
stands one nation under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Blake, do you want to spearhead this? Do we have any open comments, Wendy?
We do not have any public comment at this time.
No, we just have to open. We have to call the meeting to order, though, right? Do we have to do a roll call for that, Wendy, or no?
Okay, so do we want to approve a motion to approve the agenda, please?
Right.
So
I will motion.
Okay,
So Joanne moves and Neil seconds.
okay.
Sounds good.
Blind leading the blind here.
We do, Israel. Roll call vote.
Okay, ready? Mr.
And-
Banuelos?
And Wendy, before we do that, if I may, one very quick question. The agenda item is also has been revised from our last meeting, right?
That's
that-
correct. You're
that
correct.
it is
Yes.
based on the items that we control for with regards to the budget, correct?
With complete control. Correct.
Oh,
That's right.
fantastic. Okay, thank you. In that case, aye.
Okay. Dr. Goldman,
Aye.
Ms. Caneda,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Mora.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, so we just have the one agenda item, is that correct?
No, so we have our first agenda item is under fiscal, and it is to adopt item 3.1, adopt the COVID-19 operations written report.
Could you bring that up, Wendy? Could you bring the agenda up and just share the screen so we could all see it? Just because since it's only 3 items today.
Yes. Let me see. Don't know if I have it up right now, but I will pull it up. Hold on one second.
Sorry, because it's time to drink our coffee.
Yeah. That's the public comments. Hold on. Here we go. I don't know if you guys can all see. Oh, I guess I have to take you down. Sorry, I won't share. 1 second. Talk amongst yourself 1 second. Let me pull this up.
So Roger, we could actually bring up the document as well. So I don't know if you had a chance to read the language, but we actually, just so you could see the language as well in the
Yes.
resolution.
Okay.
Did you hear that the governor closed the bars again?
Yeah.
Not
Bars-
that I care about the bars so much, but that, he had to take action.
Absolutely. Okay, I have the first item up, which is the adopt the COVID-19 operations written report.
Can you open that report, Wendy?
Sure.
Does anyone have any comments on this? Raj?
Eileen, can you speak to it? Are you
Sure.
here?
Sure. So this is a report that was mandated from all districts to provide in lieu of our LCAP. They've not required, typically we would be approving our local control accountability plan for the next 3 years. And we had started our process for that, of course, in Weisburn over the last year. But they've delayed that. And due to school closure, they've asked us to put together a written report for the community. So we partnered with our director of special ed, our principals who brought site-based information from parents and students. We also enlisted our care team, and we looked at everything from instruction to how we connect to our families. It's a series of prompts that were given to us to write to. They asked us to keep it succinct, but allowed us to go a little bit more in depth. So this this is our report. We also had to address how we delivered meals to our families and resources such as technology. So you'll find all of that in the report. We submit this July 1st. So after today, we'll go ahead and upload it. Our next report is due in December. That's going to be a 1-year LCAP as a stopgap for next year based on changing needs of the schools and budgets. Then again, in July, we'll come up with our next 3-year LCAP. So you can see the LCAP's been delayed, and then we'll have a 1-year in December and then a 3-year in July. So it's a whole process over the next year.
All right, thank you. Any questions from anyone?
Thank you, Eileen, and thanks to staff for putting this together. It's a lot of information in a really concise and appropriate way. So that's not easy to do. It's a whole new thing. It's not like you can do boilerplate from something else. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Joanne. All right, then let's call the question on 3.1, adopt the COVID-19 operations written report. We did take a motion on this, or did we not? We did not, right?
I don't think so.
I'll motion.
Thank you, Joanne. Second?
I'll second. Roger?
Thank you, Roger. All right, all those in favor? Or Wendy, do you have to do a roll call?
Right. Mr. Banuelos,
Aye.
Dr. Goldman,
Aye.
Ms. Caneda,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Mora. Thank you.
Aye. Moving on to 3.2, adopt 2021 district budget. Do we have a motion?
I'll motion again. It's Joanne.
Okay. Thank you.
Second, with the understanding that this is likely to be significantly amended.
Yeah, quick comment from me. It would be just that it seems, and Dave could chime in as well too here, is that we're looking at a pretty significant 45 or material revision within the next 45 days. We'll have more information probably by the week's end. So we'll be able to provide something to the board, hopefully by the end of the week, that would clarify some of the major budget changes to the budget, although we kind of are anticipating and seeing some now.
I agree.
David, did you want to speak at this time?
Dave, did you have anything?
No, I agree with Blake that most likely we're absolutely going to see a revised budget within 45 days. The county is going to request that from us because most likely it's going to be a material revision based on what's ultimately signed by the governor.
And that will be signed in the next 48 hours, correct?
Correct.
Well, yeah.
David, a question. I'm assuming that you've put into this budget all the open positions that we're not filling and all the savings that we thought we could do are already in this budget. Is that correct?
Say that again, Israel. I'm sorry.
I know there's a number of positions that are open that we're planning to not fill. There's a lot of savings on different areas. Is that all incorporated into this budget?
That's correct. There is attrition that is included in the budget, correct?
All right, thank you. Does anyone else have a question before I call this? All right, so I'd like to call, Wendy, if you could call the question 3.2, adopt the budget.
Yes. Mr. Banuelos,
Aye.
Dr. Goldman,
Aye.
Ms. Caneda,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Mora.
Aye.
Thank you.
Moving on to 3.3, adopt a resolution to identify the amount of budget reductions needed in 21-22 and 22-23. Motion?
You have a motion.
Can we bring this up too, Wendy? I think Nelson motioned, Israel. I'm sorry. Sorry, Nelson. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No problem.
Second?
I'll second. It's Joanne.
All right, now if we could go ahead with question.
So then it's the paragraph number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, Roger, hopefully captured. We took notes from your comments and hopefully captured the
Yes.
item there.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay.
I really appreciate that you suggested we add that comment, Roger. I think it's really meaningful, and we want, of all things, this board is fiscally responsible. We are very attentive to the budget, very careful to spend it wisely with whatever discretion we do have available. And we definitely take seriously those responsibilities. And it is a really tough time for those of us who like to work in a world of managed finances to be in this state of uncertainty.
Thank you for that, Joanne. I completely agree. It's very challenging for all of us to make a budget when there's so many moving parts and we don't have the actual funding yet. How do you really go about doing that if you don't know what your budget is to begin with? So that
Of course. Well,
allocate.
we have the double variable of not really knowing what the school situation is going to look like, the attendance and the learning and the teaching and so on. Anyway, I appreciate it. And I appreciate all the effort that went into this.
Definitely, everybody. Thank you on that. Are we ready to call the questions? If we are, Wendy, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Banuelos,
Aye.
Dr. Goldman,
Aye.
Ms. Kaneda,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Mora.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to 3.4, adopt a solution 19/20.28 regarding the education protection account. No cost to the district. The omnibus resolution requirement of receiving the education protection account revenues recommend adoption. We have a motion?
Yeah, motion.
That was Nelson, and a second?
I can't take silence. This is Joanne. I'll second.
All right, we have questions. Does anyone want to talk about this?
Dave, can you just give a quick overview?
Sure. So during the Great Recession, this was excuse me, this was approved by the voters. It increased income taxes to the highest 1% for a number of years, and also increased the sales tax. And so basically, it's a dollar for dollar match. So it was basically approved by the voters that any funds raised from this would go directly to education. And so it's not an additional money, it's a $1-for-$1 dollar. So to education. So if funds fell out from Prop 98, this would backfill it. And so that's basically what this is.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it's no additional money. So whatever is raised by the EPA, the Education Protection Account, the state's Prop 98, it decreases. So it's not additional money. It's just a match, a dollar for dollar match.
Okay.
All right, does anyone else have a question or a comment? Wendy, go ahead and call the question, 3.4.
Mr. Banuelos,
Aye.
Dr. Goldman,
Aye.
Kaneda,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Mora.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, do we have a need for closed session?
If we could take 5 minutes, maybe a 5-minute need, very short, if that works for everybody.
Okay.
So if you want to give me a time, Israel, maybe
It's 49 now. You want to do it at 7:55?
sure. That
Is there,
I don't have a closed invite. How do we want to do this?
I will send that by email right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Appreciate you being on this.
thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.